Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, the Nature Boy. Woo! Back with another video for you guys here today. And today we're gonna go into a power scaling discussion. So let's get toxic with this one. Today we're gonna be talking about Zoro versus Kid and who would win. Now, this is a series I want to do where I'm pitting up one opponent against another who have never fought before. Maybe they've clashed, maybe they've had a little tussle, but they've never actually fought. Two relatively close characters who are debatable amongst the community, and we're gonna break it down into detail and discuss how I think a fight would go between them and who would win with the final result. If you haven't already seen, I've done this, my first video like this was Sanji versus Katakuri and who would win that fight. I'll put an info card up here so you can watch that video if you haven't already. And one of the recommendations that I got was a Zoro versus Kid fight. So today we're going to be diving into that. So the first thing I want to talk about here is right now we are going to be discussing this as of the end of Wano. The last chapter was chapter 1057, I believe, the final curtain, which was the official end of the Wano arc, where we got the final curtains closing on the final stage. So the Kid from there and the Zoro from there, and how they would go up against each other. So let's look at the abilities that they both have as of this point in time. Let's start with Zoro. Zoro has Conqueror's Haki. He has advanced Conqueror's Haki. He has not perfected or mastered his advanced Conqueror's Haki yet. However, after the fight with King, he has gotten a good enough grasp on it to where he can use it to along with his already incredible attack potency, to deliver some of the most devastating attacks in One Piece. Just the combination of his level of attack potency as a swordsman and as an elite swordsman, along with advanced Conqueror's Haki, one of the biggest boosts for your offense in One Piece, leaves us at one of the highest levels of AP that we can see aside from Yonko level characters. And if we look at this, he also has Armament Haki. Some would argue, I think it is not confirmed, but I believe he has advanced color of Armament Haki, Rio, and he has Observation Haki. Now, if we look at Kid, also he has Enma, and he is getting a better grasp on mastering Enma as well as advanced Conqueror's Haki. Now, if we look at Kid with his fight with Big Mom, extremely impressive. His Double Fruit Awakening. And other than that, we haven't really seen Haki from him, but his Double Fruit Awakening has been incredible. It has been really creative, and it's been just what we needed. Just that little bit of creativity that we've needed to see from Kid, that extra bit of creativity and versatility. We got that with his Double Fruit and with Assign and with some of the attacks. Also, some of the best attack potency that we've seen with Punk Condoriano, and of course with Damned Punk defeating Big Mom. And if you look at these two, again, same as the Sanji versus Katakuri, I believe these two have the same strengths and the same weaknesses. Now, let's break this down individually. So, physical strength. This is definitely a strength for both of these two characters, without a doubt. And they have both shown us some incredible physical strength abilities. As we've seen with Zoro throughout the story, some of the most incredible physical strength stuff that we've seen. He is a beast. He is one of the strongest members of the Straw Hat Pirates, aside from maybe a Frankie. Some would argue Luffy, maybe not. He's around there with Luffy. And as we've seen with Kid, he was able to compete with Luffy in Udon Prison with one arm and carry the same amount as Luffy. So he's incredible as well. This is a tough one, personally, between this, but personally, I give this one to Zoro. I think Zoro has shown us better feats, physical strength. However, this is one where I would edge it out damn near 51 to 49% to Zoro. So if you want to say Kid, you can say Kid, that's fine. If you want to say 50-50, you can say 50-50. However, personally, I just think Zoro has been more impressive with physical strength than Kid. But it is extremely close. Now, let's go into speed. Speed. Off the top of my head, honestly, I can't really think of anything too impressive speed-wise with Kid. He is not really a fast character. Even the best speed feats that we've seen on the roof or on the 2v1 versus Big Mom came from Law and not from Kid. He's more so the kind of guy that will tank your attack or will take your attack head on, like he's done with Big Mom multiple times, and come through it with his endurance and with his durability. And he will overcome it and overcome you at the end. With Zoro has shown us incredible speed feats. Now, with his Ashura on Kaido, at first we thought it was a blitz, but upon the anime and then further looking back into the manga, it seems that there was an actual clash between them first. So I don't know if we can count Ashura as a speed feat. However, he has blitzed Apu. He has blitzed Killer with the final attack. He has blitzed so many characters. He has blitzed Kuma back in Thriller Bark, and these are characters that you expect to be very fast. And even Kaido, at the end of the day, Ashura, he still caught him with Ashura. And it takes speed to catch Kaido. And we have seen so many speed feats from Zoro in terms of attacking. So I want to make this clear. With Sanji, he is just fast in general. With Zoro, it's more so his attacks are incredibly fast. So we may not see incredible defensive speed feats from him with dodging or with maneuvers or stuff like that. However, his attacks, when he blitzes, almost no one can catch him on time. It is extremely hard. So because of this, I give speed to Zoro. I think this one's a much more clearer advantage to Zoro. So Zoro takes speed. Now, if we go into endurance, I believe personally this is both of their #1 strong suits. However, I don't think there is even an argument that Zoro takes this one, because Zoro's endurance feats in One Piece are next to none. Whitebeard at Marineford, that's about it. Personally, we have seen with Mihawk, he lost to Mihawk and he was fighting in Arlong Park, where Arlong saw him and said, I have to kill this man right now solely on the level of endurance that he has because of the monster he will become in the future. And he couldn't even believe what he was seeing. Then we have Thriller Bark, where of course we all know what happened. Nothing happened. So just leave it at that. Arguably the best endurance feat in the entire series. Let me just add that, aside from Whitebeard losing half his face. And then we have Sabaody, where he's coming off those injuries at Thriller Bark and he is still pushing through and he's still dealing with all of that. And then we have Wano, and we have the fact that he fought with Killer and he was stabbed in the shoulder and he just continued, and he continued on Wano after that. And then in the raid, he takes a Yonko attack, arguably the strongest attack we've seen in the series. It's either between that or Luffy's Bajran gun, and I think it's Ocean Sovereignty. And he takes it head on, even if for a split second, he takes it and he breaks almost every single bone in his body. And yes, it was with Mink Medicine. However, he does continue to fight. He does continue to be a Yonko commander, a first Yonko commander 1v1. And the fact that he did not die after the medicine wore off and the effects of all of this that he took comes back multiple times over, and he did not die. I think we expect that from Zoro at this point because we've gotten so numb to his absolutely inhumane level of endurance. Personally, I think he's one of the most highest endurance levels in One Piece. Higher than Luffy, higher than Kid, higher than anybody relative to his level. Until we bring in guys like Whitebeard and stuff like that. But he has shown us some of the most incredible stuff. Kid, however, is no joke himself when it comes to endurance. With some of the stuff that we saw with Big Mom and some of the attacks that he ate. Now, a lot of us will say Law did better, and I am amongst those as well. However, I think Kid ate more attacks. I'll have to go back and check, but I believe Kid ate a lot more attacks from Big Mom than Law did. At the end, Law took those hockey-coated fists right at the very end. But Kid is a lot better at just tanking stuff and taking it and enduring it and moving forward. And it's one of his strong suits, and I believe, again, this is a close one, but it's more like a 60-40, and Zoro takes it. He is an endurance machine, and we have seen much better endurance feats from him than Kid. And if we move into durability, I think Kid takes this one because Zoro, as well as he's good with endurance, he is not really amazing at durability, where if someone attacks him, he usually tends to take the damage from it and just endure it. Kid, on the other hand, with the metals, and yes, I am including his Devil Fruit and the metals and how a lot of times he will have a metal structure formulated around him. This, in a sense, is part of his durability, and it's a part of his defense. And because of this, he gets away with a lot more, even with that Big Mom attack. Some say it hit him, some say it hit his metal. However, whether it did or not, I think this is a feat of durability where he is able to take these attacks and continue going without suffering a lot of damage from them because of the metal around him. Skill, I think skill goes to Zoro. Again, we have only just started to see creativity and versatility with the Awakening. However, Zoro is much more broader with what he can do. His incredible swordsmanship skills, his hockey, his advanced Cockroach hockey, regular Conqueror's Haki, his advanced armament Haki, he has a larger skill set than Kid altogether. So skill, I give this one to Zoro. Haki, is there any debate here? Kid has Conqueror's Haki by the mention of Kaido saying it alone. However, we have not really seen any Haki feats from Kid. Not only have we not seen any Haki feats from Kid, but he was unable to even recognize advanced armament Haki or Ryo when Luffy used the red rock on Kaido, where he literally did not even know what Luffy did or how Luffy was able to hit him. And Zoro was able to understand this. And I don't remember if it was Zoro or if it was Law, but one of them had to mention to Kid what was happening and what Luffy was doing. And we know Zoro has, again, all these forms of Haki he has just received. And he's, along with Luffy, going to slowly start mastering all of these forms of Haki to where by the end of the series they will probably both be Haki perfectionists. And Kid is more so going that route with his Devil Fruit, where by the end of the series he will be a perfectionist with his Devil Fruit. So this one goes to Zoro without a doubt. Devil Fruit, obviously this one goes to Kid. He has a great Devil Fruit, a fantastic Devil Fruit, and Zoro does not have a Devil Fruit. And if Kid can end up perfecting his Devil Fruit and mastering his awakening to the point where these things like a sign and all this, he could just do them at the flip of a switch like that with no stamina issues. And again, I'm going to mention this for Zoro as well, because the same stamina issues that he has with his awakening, Zoro has with his advanced Haki forms. So they are level on this field. However, I do believe that advanced Conqueror's Haki overall is better than a Devil Fruit awakening anyways, especially a Devil Fruit awakening of the level of Kids, which is not absolutely amazing. If we're talking Gear 5, that's a different discussion altogether. But with Kids, I would rather have advanced Conqueror's Haki, especially as a swordsman, to coat that on the already incredible swordsman skills. With the level of attack potency you will then have will be off the charts, as opposed to having an awakening of a Devil Fruit like Metal, to where you can be extremely creative and you can match this level of AP with some of the most creative things that you can do. However, it is a lot harder to do, and it's naturally just not as good as advanced Conqueror's Haki in my opinion. So because of this, I believe Zoro has the edge here. And in this fight itself, the only way I can see Kid winning is if he is able to take Zoro's swords. And I do not believe he's able to take Zoro's swords. But that's like the main argument you can have for Kid winning. But if we look at it, when Law was on the roof and he was asked by Kid to transport the Yonko downstairs, he mentioned that he cannot do this because their Haki was incredibly superior to his. Now I don't know if it was directly superior or if it was a lot, but because their Haki was superior, he was unable to move them down. So this goes to show that you can't always use your tricks, your quote-unquote tricks, on anybody. When someone has a level of Haki on your level or above, it's hard to pull these basic Devil Fruit moves like grabbing their sword. It's just not going to work, because as we saw, Zoro is incredibly well at adapting, where he had this situation with King when King was able to lock his sword when they clashed, and the next time he tried this, Zoro just pushed him off and he learned. So Zoro learned quick, and even if he does take his sword, some would say he took it from Big Mom, but he was able to do that for one split moment in an entire fight that took hours. And even if he does this with Zoro, it's hard to believe that a man with the mindset of Zoro and the endurance of Zoro and the battle IQ of Zoro cannot figure out a way around this to get his sword back and to immediately stop it from happening again. With superior Haki, might I mention. Superior Haki, superior speed, and he is going to be able to take that sword back if he even loses it, and once he does, that sword is never leaving his grasp again. And with that, like I said with Sanji and Katakuri, it is now a battle of basically, in my opinion, without the Devil Fruit, practically a better version of Kid, because this battle will be about strength and it will be about endurance. Above all else, it will be about those two things, and Zoro will have the slight edge in strength. And even if you want to say Kid has a slight edge, Zoro's endurance advantage will push him over to where he can outlast Kid throughout this fight. And with his incredible AP and with his advanced Conqueror's Haki, I believe all it will take is one strike or two strikes with his highest level attack with advanced Conqueror's Haki coded in Enma, let's say an Ashura or a King of Hell, and Kid can have all the metal he needs around him, but if he gets a clean cut, it is over. And because of this, I believe we're having a fight between Kid and Zoro, where Zoro is just a slightly better version of Kid in those strengths, and he just simply he outdoes Kid in his own strengths. And because of this, I see Zoro winning. At what difficulty? I would say extreme difficulty, nothing less than that. And I would say this because even though I do believe that Zoro has enough of an advantage over Kid, Kid can counter Zoro in his style potentially, and maybe take away his swords for a while. So this will present a major challenge for Zoro if this happens, and even if it does not, getting around the metal will be a major challenge for Zoro. So because of this, I see nothing less than extreme difficulty, and Zoro wins this fight. So that's my breakdown of this fight, how I think it would go, and who I think would win. Obviously, there's going to be some people who disagree. I understand that. That's why it's power scaling is always like this. However, if you disagree and you do think Kid wins this fight, let me know down below in the comments what part of this you disagree with and what part you think would go in a different direction and what direction you think it would go in. If you agree, mention also down below what you agreed with, and please recommend more fights like these because I go off of recommendation. So if you can recommend a good fight, I'll bring it to my next versus video, and I'm going to try and do versus videos 2 to 3 times a month if I can, even more consistently than that. So thank you guys for watching this video. Like and comment as usual. If you're new, please subscribe, help my channel reach 100 subscribers. Share the video with your friends, and as always guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.